Hi guys! So today we're going to be talking about skin. My skin. So over the past couple of weeks, a bunch of people have been telling me that my skin has been looking really clear, really great, and that's, been a huge compliment to me because, over the past year, and generally growing up, I've dealt with some really rough skin. I dealt with lots of blackheads, whiteheads, a little bit of cystic acne, and I just kind of wanted to talk about how I managed to kind of clear up my skin. I'll just get into it. So the first factor has been birth control. I started the pill when I was 14 years old, I believe, to regulate my period. The pill has always caused me problems, and caused me problems particularly with my skin, but along with other things, weight gain, depression, etc., etc. The pill is generally meant to clear up your skin and kind of regulate acne. For me, it was the opposite. Before birth control, I rarely ever had a pimple. My skin was generally always really well behaved. As soon as I started the pill, bam, acne, pimples. I was getting a pimple every week, painful, not quite cystic acne, but painful whiteheads, really sensitive. I would get them a lot on my chin, across my cheeks, and it made me so self-conscious. And I'd been wearing a foundation since I was in middle school, just because I was already self-conscious about my skin even without having acne, but I definitely had to wear a heavier foundation after I started birth control because I was so self-conscious about my skin. And I remember, after gym class being in the locker room and touching up my foundation and, rushing to my next class because I had been in the locker room, checking my foundation, making sure that, you can't really see anything through it. So birth control definitely played a major role in how my face reacted and how my face acted in the acne that I had. I changed pills so many times and nothing was working, nothing was changing, nothing was getting better. And even last, I believe May, I changed pills again, and my skin, it was the worst it had ever been. I'll insert some clips here. But I had the worst cystic acne that I've ever had. I had a massive cyst on the side of my nose, and it wouldn't go away for months, it felt like. There was just so many problems with my skin. I was doing everything to try and fix it. I was using retinol, I was using all kinds of acid, and I was going hardcore on my skin. And that just wasn't the answer. The answer was stopping the pill. Eventually, after a few months of using that pill, my skin did kind of settle down and it cleared up a bit. Getting off the pill has changed it more than anything. A few weeks ago I had a copper IUD inserted, and so there's no hormones in that birth control, and it has changed my skin for the better, and people have been noticing. So while birth control played a major factor in how my skin responded, I think that there's definitely a lot of other factors that also have played into the way my skin has been behaving and how it's definitely cleared up. And the first factor, for me the most obvious factor, is hydration. So I've talked about this before, but I try to drink between 4 and 5 liters of water every day. This is a liter of water here. And hydration, not only for your skin, is so important, and people brush off hydration in relation to beauty and their skin, and they're like, oh, I don't think it plays that much a role. But it really does, and it really plays a role in so much of the way your body functions. It's crazy how more in touch and more sensitive my body's become since I've been drinking water, so much more water, because it's a relatively new thing for me. I think it's only been something I've been doing within the last 6 months to a year. Has been really watching how much water I've been drinking. But you can tell everything's functioning better. You can tell that you feel better. You can tell, when I haven't had enough water, I just feel awful. I'm crabby, I'm moody, and it really works that way for everyone. I really think that drinking enough water will, change change the way you feel, change the way you look, change the way you behave. So I think that's super important when it comes to beautiful, clear skin. The next main thing for me was getting enough sleep. When I lived in Hong Kong, I definitely was not sleeping enough. I would tend to sleep between 4 and 5 hours a night. Hong Kong is one of those cities where you feel a lot of pressure to go out, many nights of the week. And I was going out, I was partying, I was drinking, and I wasn't sleeping enough. And when I moved to Melbourne, I didn't know really anyone, and I was able to sleep more. And I still am able to sleep more, and it definitely has played a major role, I think, in how my skin behaves. So I definitely think that that's an important factor. And it's just important to get enough sleep. It's important to listen to your body. If your body's tired and you're sleepy, your body is sending you a message that, you need to sleep. So you should probably go to sleep. And I try to listen to my body every night and sleep when I need to sleep, and I wake up when my body wakes up. I'm fortunate enough to work from home, so I can, I'm flexible enough with my schedule to be able to do that. But, if you have to get up early for work, then just go to bed earlier. I mean, it's not that complicated. I don't know why people make it complicated or, stay up later than they need to stay up doing nothing. I understand insomnia is a real thing, and it's a real issue for some people, but, I just think if you're tired, go to bed. It's that simple. The next thing for me was definitely exercise. I started seeing, even when I was still on the pill, I started seeing major improvements when I started running again. I had taken a break from running for maybe 8 months, and then I started training again for my second half marathon. And as soon as I started training again, my skin started to glow. I felt better. My skin, acne, started to clear up. And I think that that's really important to make sure that you're sweating a few times a week, because sweat is one of the ways that your body releases toxins. And I think that it's super important to make sure that you're, cleansing your body that way, not only because it's great for your skin, but because it's good for your health. It's good for your physical health, but it's also good for your mental health. It's generally just a healthy thing to do, and it's something that you should do if you want long-term longevity. Another thing that really changed the way my skin is, changed my acne, I keep saying this and it's not but what I ate really changed kind of everything. I am not fully vegan yet. I still am transitioning, and I still do eat meat from time to time. Rarely. It's usually just to not be fussy in situations, which I know is preventable. But as soon as I cut out dairy specifically, it was like a 180. It was crazy how much it improved. The cysts went away, and it cleared up right away. So I think that what you eat and what you're putting into your body 100% will affect the way you look, the way you act, the way your mood, I mean, if you think about it, it's what you're putting into your body to fuel yourself. That's your fuel, that's your energy source, that's where it's coming from. So if you're just gonna eat sugary food and meat and, animal products, your body isn't gonna run as well as when you're putting in vegetables and fruits that are going to make your body function better. And finally, I think probably what had the least effect on my skin, but did still have an effect, was the products that I was using. I think that people put too much emphasis and too much focus on the products we're using on our skin. I think it's much more about the other factors that I just discussed, but nonetheless, I'm going to talk about the products that I currently use and that have kind of changed my skin. I just want to talk about kind of cleansing and taking off makeup. And so for that, I use micellar water from Garnier. I used to use the Bioderma but it's quite expensive, and it works the same, so I definitely recommend that you get, you know, like a chemist or like a drugstore brand rather than Bioderma, because it's expensive for no reason. Well, expensive because it was probably the first one. But this I only really use after a night out when I need to remove like heavy eye makeup or, you know, heavy like foundation or something, and I just kind of take a cotton swab or a cotton pad and I wipe off all the makeup. And you know, it works really well for that. I don't really use an actual cleanser anymore. I used to use the Neutrogena Deep Clean cleanser with salicylic acid, but I just don't think that my face needs that kind of intense like acid on it all the time. I still have it in my shower, and I'll use it from time to time when my face is like feeling really when it just feels like it needs a deeper clean. But day to day I use this scrub that I made, and this probably looks like super disgusting, but this is like an old jam jar and the scrub is at the bottom. I need to make more, but this is super easy to make and I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's made from coffee, 1 part coffee, 1 part sugar, 1 part coconut oil. And so I just scoop a little bit of this out and I just scrub it all over my face, and it removes everything. And it also, because there's coconut oil in it, it acts kind of as a moisturizer. And so if I'm only gonna just wash my face, if I'm not gonna use any kind of toner or anything that day, that's all I do. I don't even put on another moisturizer because my skin is already, it has the coconut oil on it. And then if it's a day that I'm using a toner, which is it's very rare now. I don't really feel that I need toners, but if I do, I use this one from Mario Badescu, and it's this special cucumber lotion. And I found that this was really good when I first got to Melbourne, because for whatever reason my pores were massive, and this really did the trick to just kind of close them up. But yeah, I rarely use that. I only use that if I find that I have a lot of blackheads, but usually that coffee scrub, more than enough to kind of remove that. And then in terms of makeup, I don't really use a proper foundation anymore. From time to time, I'll use NARS Sheer Glow. On a day-to-day, I use this Kiehl's Actively Correcting and Beautifying BB Cream, and it says that it's an instantly perfecting formula, clinically proven to correct skin tone irregularities. It has vitamin C, and it also has SPF 30 in it. And this little bottle of it definitely lasts quite a while. I believe I bought this ages ago. I bought this before I moved house, so probably more than 2 months ago. I did buy a new bottle of it the other day, but I think that I still have a while to go on this one. And you know, you just need a little bit, but it definitely like changes, it definitely like helps you hide like hyperpigmentation and kind of just cover that up, but it's also meant to actively correct that. So if it's a day that I'm not going to wear foundation, say I'm going to the beach, or you know, I'm gonna do some yard work outside, or I'm just gonna spend some time outside and I'm not gonna wear a foundation, I'll reach for this. And this is the Neutrogena Anti-Wrinkle Deep Wrinkle Daily Moisturizer with sunscreen. It's SPF 15 with Helioplex, and it just looks like this. And this is great. It has retinol in it, I believe. I used this when I was a lifeguard, and it was recommended by my mom's friend who is a makeup artist. And it definitely helped with hyperpigmentation because of the retinol. So if you're really looking to kind of fix hyperpigmentation, I definitely recommend that you use a product with retinol in it. That definitely helped my skin a lot with that. But yeah, those are kind of the products that I've been using, and that's kind of what I do to care for my skin. I know that a lot of it is more lifestyle choices than, you know, quick fixes, but I think that that really is the key to beautiful skin, is making a change in your lifestyle rather than just trying to use a product that's gonna, you know, that claims that it's magically gonna work overnight, because I don't think that really is something that exists in my experience. And I think it's more about lifestyle change than it is about a product. So I hope this helped you guys out a little bit. I hope that you'll consider making some changes if you have problem skin and you want to clear up your skin. And I hope that these tips work for you. Alright, I hope you guys have a great day or night or wherever you are,